allowing time to hear from the community. I have been attending school board meetings regularly, as well as working hard to communicate effectively with all three schools. I would like to provide some light to the personal experience of how this relates to the budget. First, I have requested in writing as well as presented publicly for the school to provide transparency to the school committee meetings by recording them so busy families have the opportunity to hear them and what's taking place at the school at their convenience, much like the town provides. I have even proposed how they can record the meetings at no additional cost to the taxpayer. I will add, the only response that I have received was, quote, "The school committee didn't provide a Zoom stream in the past and they are unsure if they will continue to provide this option after July." End quote. That reply is the exact opposite of what I'm asking. As taxpayers, we as taxpayers help fund the school, and we should be allowed to know what's going on. Not allowing the taxpayers to hear what's going on should be concerning to you and to the community. We live in a digital age. This request is not complicated. I should also note that the Hermantown Charter states that the school committee meetings either be recorded or be verbatim. Their avoidance of transparency is taxpayer-funded noncompliance. Secondly, I have read countless school policies and Maine law. Rhetorically speaking, should our children's education be off limits to parental involvement? Should tax-paying parents' efforts to know what's going on be denied? Should a parent have to seek legality to get basic information from the school? And lastly to this point, should the taxpayers be funding large legal bills to the school to prevent parents from knowing what's going on? Because that's what's happening. I encourage the town to request to see the legal bills for the last 12 months before approving this budget. Next, there's often debate over whether a parent should have a say in their child's education. However, as the town council, it's important for you to know how the tax funds are being used. I have a copy of one class. Book list that they plan to pick from. I have a document from the school that states in planning the curriculum for next year, our hope is to select one of these textbooks and through the department budget, order enough copies for the whole class. We hope that this project will help educate those who may out of ignorance create hostile environments. This educator assumes that we are not educating our children at home about life and moral issues, like being kind and accepting. For the record, we are, so they can remove that book purchase from their budget. It is not the job of any teacher to force sexual content to minor children, and I, for one, do not want my tax dollars to be spent reaching that objective. I realize that there are other ways that they can obtain these books, unfortunately. So I will say this, no, teachers should not be able to use their budget to buy sexual reading material for minor children. All parents should start seeking the truth about what's happening and available to their children. When the school is over budget, they need to ask the taxpayers to pay more, raising our mill rate to cover this shortfall. I want to encourage the community and this council to reconsider how this money is actually being allocated. Lift the rug to see the details that are hidden. Specifics matter. Transparency must be mandatory. Otherwise, vote no. In 2019, the Herman test scores, English, 42% below the state expectations. Science, 47% below state expectations. And math, 65% below the state expectation. Mind you, this is pre-COVID. Until they provide curriculum specifics on what they are buying and how they plan to better educate our children for the future, this budget should not be passed without a plan to provide accurate, open communication and transparency with parents and taxpayers. I am not opposed to spending. It is how and what the money is used for. I am advocating that their budget be focused on supporting teachers in the classroom and fund core education that our children desperately need. We are a beautiful community. We have fabulous educators with the ability to provide core fundamental education that is renowned. Our children are the future of this great nation. They are worth the time it's going to take to reconsider how this budget is being spent. Let's work in unison to provide the best education and set the standard of excellence. Thank you.